You know what it is, man. It's the boy, man. We locked in with another one. We got some shit. You know, y'all like 20 and ones and shit, so we got some a little different. We got a one mob boss versus 20 agents. Shout out to Jubilee, Michael Fancies. I came across this joint. I think I watched a little bit of it. I'm like, fuck, I gotta stream this. I put this on. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get into it. Break it down. Break it down.
How are you? How you doing, sir? Good.
So I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm big on, DWI, DRE. So most of the time I don't answer
Shout out to Texas. You know, the laws are different down there too. You know what I mean?
calls at all. My work is driven off of stats, arrest. So for you to make that kind of claim is very, misleading. And
Okay, so let me get to the point. All right. The question is is cops more concerned with their accolades and arrests or having safer streets? Because there's a difference.
dangerous because most of the time I'm putting my life at risk to stop impaired drivers, drunk drivers. So which means if I see somebody driving, wrong way, I'm probably gonna put myself in harm's way to, stop that driver so that somebody doesn't get hit or killed. So I don't believe in your claim. Do you have any experience in that?
And drivers is, that's one thing we can't get control of, drunk drivers. So I ain't mad at him for breaking that up, but he got a point. Safe drivers. That's a different. He tried to come with something different.
At all?
Well, again, my experience comes from a different place. Being in the world of organized crime, growing up in that, being a subject of several arrests and investigations, and watching others also. In that world, there's no question that people, not safer streets that they're concerned about. They're concerned about the arrest and what it brings to them personally.
So would you say making arrests with your
And let's get that clear. Cops they graduate based on their arrest. They don't, they don't get a promotion based on if the streets are safer. They get, based on who they arrest. Just like they're attacking all the rappers now. You know what I mean? A solid system, man.
own organized crime is different from me making arrests from DWI. So what makes that difference if we're still making arrests on bad guys? It's just different crimes.
Well, again, it goes back to the totality of the situation. You're not manufacturing a crime. You're not targeting. Let me tell you the difference.
Okay, so let me send you the rules too, in case y'all ain't deep. Shout out to Jubilee, Michael Frenzy. Like I said, this was lit putting this together. But they do this a lot of different other areas also. But you got 20 minutes. But if everybody raved the red flag, you gotta get the fuck out and let the next person get a chance to prove their point. That's how that go.
Organized crime, okay? You just pointed it out. You go after the lawbreaker because you're watching them violate the law, drunken driver or whatever, right? Okay, so you go after the person that's committing the crime, but a crime has been committed. In organized crime, they go after the person and hope that they commit a crime or wait for them to commit a crime because they think that they're a lawbreaker. You're not watching this guy for.
So the difference he's talking about is because the drunk drivers is the street. So he's talking about the streets, but he's talking about investigations and being targeted and them making up shit against people to make their case. You know what I'm saying? So they talking about two different things right now.
For a few months, thinking he might be a drunk driver and then waiting for him to get in the car drunk, right? You're not doing that.
That's not what I'm doing.
No, he's drunk driving and you're going after him.
That's
correct? Because
right.
he's committing a crime at that moment.
Okay.
That's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. It's a different investigation.
He is different.
Pause.
That's what I said.
Sorry. Thank you for your
Okay,
time.
thank you.
How you doing?
How are you? Good.
Good.
So the fastest to the seat gets to win the conversation. They kind of took 20 and ones and just flipped it and catered it to what they do. Shout out to Jubilee again, man. This shit, like the way they put this together.
I completely disagree with you. I think most people that go into law enforcement, federal, state, local, are good, decent, honorable people
We agree.
who put their life on the line every single day for the American people in this country. I don't think that people are focused on stats, quotas, arrests, you name it. I hear that you keep mentioning this point about people getting promoted because of the amount of arrests that they make. I doubt that happens now in modern day law enforcement. When I first started on the streets, I was making $15 an hour. It didn't matter to me about how many arrests I made. It was about whether or not I made it home safe at night. So based on the premise that you just mentioned, I
It sound like he trapping. The hell?
completely disagree with you 100%.
And I agree in part on what you said, that most people come into law enforcement to do the right thing. But what level of law enforcement are you involved in?
I was in county level law enforcement.
On a county level, meaning that who are the perpetrators of crimes that you usually go after?
Be anybody.
Okay, so we got police officers, we got agents, we got undercover agents, we got FBI agents, all in the circle. So we don't know who gonna get up here, and but he want to talk to them. He want to talk to the big dogs, like who been in this shit for 20 years.
Anybody. Okay. You should be in a different world. You should be in a world where they're going after high-level people. You mean to tell me that high-level people being arrested, charged, convicted, big-name people don't mean anything to the people that arrest and convict them?
I've arrested big name people, but I think a lot of times I think the level that you're trying to speak at, you're trying to speak at a federal level, right? That's what I assume. You're saying like the high name cases, the big drug lords and those type of arrests. But these people didn't plant those guys to go make an arrest just based on their name. They had probable cause. They had a reason to go after these people. Even when you make those type of arrests,
And I ain't trying to like stereotype or nothing, but just see how all the cops talk. Like they're very like, and all of them ain't like this. You know what I mean? So like controlling and like just trying to control the conversation. Like
don't automatically equate to a promotion or some type of accolade.
Not automatically, but in often cases it does.
Not automatically. I disagree with that as well. I think, again, my premise is that 90% of law enforcement officers across the board don't go into this profession to make arrests. They don't have the resources or the time to sit there and count how many arrests that they're making.
Do you know who John Gleason was, a federal prosecutor?
I'm not familiar with him.
He prosecuted John Gotti, got a conviction. What happened to him?
You love John Gotti, don't you?
No, everybody knows him, so you may as well talk about him.
See, and that's another thing, bro. We was raised up in the mob era. That's what everybody looked up to, bro. Like, so yeah, younger people, y'all really don't know because they commercialized it a little bit and shit like that. So, but that was, I mean,
I can talk about a lot of guys, but he prosecuted John Gotti and convicted him. What happened?
But cops hate when you mention a lit nigga. You know what I mean?
What happened to him after that?
I don't know, but let's get back to the premise.
Appointed a federal judge.
Yeah.
Okay, right after that. You think he didn't know that? You think he wasn't promised that? You think that come on. You have to admit that when you get these high-level prosecutions and convictions, that it's a feather in your cap and you're looking for a promotion, and many times it happens.
I disagree. Again, I think most people are out there doing their job and putting their life on the line.
I agree
you can't
with
get
you.
people to even get into law enforcement nowadays. It is absolutely squeezed dry. People don't want to go into the career of law enforcement anymore. If they knew they were going to get a big promotion.
No, now you're right. Because the way leadership treats law enforcement today, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, it's the criminals. It's people that were doing stuff you were doing that drains the resources in law enforcement. Absolutely.
No, it's these woke leaders that don't give a damn about the police. And that's why the police are leaving, because they don't stand behind them. Because you arrest a criminal in New York, you've been arrested 18 times, and the next morning you're out on no bail. I get arrested for a money crime, and I'm in there with $1 million bail and a no bail at all. So that's why the cops are, I understand that. If I was who would want to be a cop right now? You're arresting criminals 20 times. You got people committing crimes 18 times and getting out on jail and going murdering somebody.
And that's exactly why.
And like I said, different states and cities got different laws. Like some got open carry, some don't. Some, if it's not a valid charge, you get right out, get a bond. It just
Not you.
Yeah.
It's not the cops. I don't blame the cops for not wanting to be there anymore because these woke leadership are destroying our police departments.
Let's get back to the premise, because I actually agree with a lot of things that you said, but you actually proved my point that when police officers or law enforcement agents are making arrests, these people are doing it not for the accolades, not for the glory, because there's not much in it. Unless you're at the federal level and you got decades of experience in it, making a six-figure check. So again, your premise saying that we are looking for accolades or trying to make arrests to get promotions is completely false, is wrong.
It's not false.
It is. It's
not
absolutely
false.
false.
It's not
Most
false.
of these
It's not
local
false.
guys
It's
that are
not
working
false.
these roads,
I
working
agree.
these streets,
You're talking
they have
local.
we
Yeah,
each
it's
and every
different
day we go
levels.
out there, we put our life on the line. I didn't go out there for quotas or to make a amount of DWI arrests.
So he's talking
in
just to
fact,
get his
most law
shine.
enforcement officers are actually afraid to go hands-on. They're afraid to
agree
apprehend.
with
All right, so let's get this understood. He's up there to get his shine on it, speak his piece. You know, his family watching and shit like that. But also around the circle of cops, you know, they all trying to flex. You know what I mean? When the criminals around, they get the heebie-jeebies and shit.
Subject. They're afraid to deal with people like you. It's not a game. This is not funny.
They're not afraid to deal with us.
Absolutely,
No, they're
a
not.
lot of people are.
Why,
A lot of
afraid to
people
us?
are.
We are.
And that's a lie. Our cops ain't bad, our cops ain't good, like I said, but what's Scarface say? It'd be nothing without the bad guy.
Let me tell you something. We are an officer's dream.
We'll stop pausing it.
You arrest us, we put our hands out, we go to court, and that's it. Okay, that's it.
Look.
We're not running this. We're not running away from you.
I don't know
what
You
you're
have to come
capable
after
of.
us. No. I'm telling you,
Look.
we are a law enforcement's dream. We don't fight back. We don't do anything. We go to court and we go to jail.
We don't
That's what
profile.
do.
We treat
Well,
everybody the same
we
as that.
put
We
the
don't
bond.
know what you're capable of.
No. You're wrong about that,
No,
bro.
I'm right about that.
No, you're wrong
I'm
about
right
that.
about that.
You,
Okay, so y'all see the flag getting higher and higher. That means the people want his ass out the seat. Yeah, man, they want somebody else to go up.
You're out here in LA you got to go back in New York or Chicago or places like that. You'll see a whole different atmosphere. And let me tell you something. I agree with you with the police. I agree. I am on the side of the police in that regard. But there are certain levels of law enforcement that go for the names and go for the promotion. There's no question
disagree.
about it. You can't disagree. It's happened.
Voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
They're gonna stick together, boy.
you.
We're gonna do one more.
It's never been easier to start a podcast than
We're gonna do one more. Because I need y'all to understand the mental of how this operates. Especially after going to court hearings, and all type of different. Come on, man. Okay, come on, man.
Nice to meet you.
I'm not going to talk about Hillary Clinton and John Gotti. So, unfortunately for us, I do think that your arrest record is a direct reflection of your work ethic. I think that you can take one guy on the street and you can say, this guy made 100 arrests this year. And from an internal perspective, you say, man, that dude shows up, he busts his ass and works really hard. That sounds terrible to the public, that I'm out there arresting X amount of people. I probably look ruthless and unforgiving or whatever you want to say. But if you take the same guy on my squad who's made 5 arrests this year, what do you think they say about that guy?
He's forcing
lazy.
arrest.
Yeah.
You know, he's sitting under a tree. If you drive past that guy in the public, you say, this is what my tax dollars are going for. So I feel like we can't win no matter what. But if not by the arrest record, you know, you could judge off other things.
But that's cap because every department has quotas. Like every unit has quotas. Even the stateway highway patrol, they got to pull over a certain amount of people and within the holiday time span. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that is a lie.
Well, I mean, how else would they, promote us?
I think the difference is here because my experience is mostly on the federal level. Mm-hmm. And when you're dealing with organized crime, it's a whole different ballgame. It really is. It's a different kind of street crime. Okay, let me tell you something. During the golden years of the mob, from the late 40s right through the mid 80s, when the RICO Act went crazy and put everybody in jail, those were the golden years of the mob. New York Times, New York Post, Daily News, Long Island.
I mean, they was running shit 50 years on fire, 40s to the 40. That's to the 90s. So let's not say that's to the 90s. That's 50, and they still running shit now. That's 80 years. They've been around there almost 100 years, bro.
Press Newsday, something about the mob every single day. Again, Gotti, Fat Tony, Joe Colombo, they're all bigger than life. You mean to tell me that people don't go after these guys?
And to be honest, me growing up, they put these niggas up on billboards, not billboards, but like movies and magazines, and like they made the bosses stars for real. You know what I'm saying? And then don't come with a good case, and then they beat the case, and then they beat Teflon Don. Like, now they just keep beating cases. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how that go. You gotta come correct or don't come at all. Just wasting everybody's time and money.
Okay, because they know it's a big feather in their
And that's
cap.
what they do.
It's human nature. Of course they do. I'm not saying it happens on every level. I'm certainly not saying it happens on law. I would hope that you make a lot of arrests for criminals out there. It's sickening to me when I look back and I see guys that were arrested 17, 18, 19 times and then come back out on the street and murder somebody. It's horrific. I don't even understand. I can't even comprehend it. Okay? That's a different kind of crime. But when you go on a bigger level, a federal level, and they go after,
you ain't getting out and coming back. Ain't no 18 times. So the conversation is not connecting because he talking about some beat cop shit and niggas on some federal shit.
these big politicians and they go after organized crime guys and guys with big names, of course they're going to get promotions, and of course that's in their head. So what does that cause them to do? In my world, it causes them to stretch. Hey, I got to get this guy. This means a lot to me.
So,
okay, it's only normal.
Do you not, you keep referencing like the big names and the cases and things that you went through, and respectfully, do you not see like, I don't know, more body cameras and there's cameras everywhere,
Yeah,
standards have
absolutely.
changed, methods have changed. Do you not think all these things have changed for the better? Not saying it's perfect. I see the videos and things like you are referencing. I still see it. I understand them. That'll be perfect. But at the same time, do you still think those things are happening like the way that they used to, at the level that they used to?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah, I unfortunately, look, I think that a certain level.
See, some people just be green. And that just in life, just with everything. They just know they lane of life. Like, other than that, they're green as hell. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody call you green, they ain't saying you a lane. They just saying you don't know shit besides what you know. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you look like an asshole. So that's why you gotta keep your mouth shut and listen sometimes.
Of government was corrupted
Most of the time.
during my time. I can't even comprehend the level of.
Oh, we're gonna see if the homie get up there. We're gonna see if his name is Richard. Obviously Richard. Watch this.
Corruption that I see now. Not at your level, not at police force. I'm not saying that at all. Okay? I'm saying in the higher levels, FBI. It's shameful what the FBI has become, in my opinion. There were certain sectors of it that weren't good during my time, but what I see now.
But so that feel like Ben Red. Get his ass out of here, bro.
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you're looking to learn how to trade, a community is.
And all these people is really like happy to see a mob boss in the flesh. Like,
Not about yourself.
Okay.
So you've introduced yourself. I'll introduce myself. So I have worked organized crime. I have investigated very, very big name people.
You look like it.
Some of
He look
probably
like
your
he was
allies,
undercover for
some
20
probably
years.
your
Look at that.
enemies or whatnot. I take offense when you say that organized crime enforcement officers like myself on a federal level get promotions, because you know what I got after investigating some very high level people, names that I'm not even going to share. I got a pat on the back, a destroyed relationship with my ex, hours upon hours of review.
Bro, he ain't come up here to shine like that, bro. He on some bullshit again.
Doing search warrants just to prepare for the case that bleeds into my personal time. I don't even have a personal life. I didn't have a personal life for 2 years. And another case. So when you say that, oh yeah, everyone gets promoted or everyone
Not
at the federal
everyone. No,
level.
I didn't say that. Not everyone.
Okay.
I said it gives incentive to those.
I never got an incentive. I did not know I was going to get promoted, nor did my team members. I didn't even know if I was going to get this guy to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
All I had was this idea of knowing that, you know what? If I get the drugs, I get the guns off the street, maybe 10, 15 kids get to live.
Correct.
I really didn't care if that, of course, everyone wants to get the bad guy, but sometimes that doesn't happen. And you admitted it. Sometimes that doesn't happen.
So, like I said before, they're all not the same. But is he capping? He's capping. He knew it. He was getting a goddamn promotion.
I'm not gonna destroy my career doing something illegal when I know I can get the drugs and the guns off the street and save 15 people. So when you say that people get promoted off this, not true at all. What they do get is years and years of therapy and having to rebuild their entire life.
And now the difference is they're getting promoted off rappers and young kids getting indicted off Ricos and shit. You know what I mean? Because it started with the mob, but now they just using what they can from the internet. It's a lot, man. We'll get to that in another video.
Not always.
That's why I left organized crime, because it destroyed my life. I no longer do that because it absolutely destroyed my life. So I never got a promotion. I never got this massive incentive.
What's your kid doing?
All I got was another case to work on.
Well, in part, I agree with you. Joe Pistone, Donnie Brasco, after everything that he did, I think they gave him a $500 check afterwards, and then he left the FBI. Okay, but talk about a guy like Andrew Weissman. Andrew Weissman, prosecutor, federal prosecutor, who framed people, and I got absolute proof. I don't say this out of turn. Framed people, put people in jail innocently, suborned perjury, worked with an FBI agent that was involved in murder, covered up crimes that go so deep it'll make your hair stand on end. And what does he get? He gets a promotion.
So that's why this shit real right now. Because you don't know who owe who from back in the 70s or the 80s. What judge you seen, what DA you got. It's a dirty world.
A promotion. And his final promotion was being the lead prosecutor in the Mueller investigation against Trump. After he put so many people, he was overturned 9-0 by the Supreme Court in a case that he did. And he keeps getting promoted. He gets all of these big deals, and he does. I mean, all I'm saying is it happens. It happens more than you might think. Unfortunately, it didn't happen for you. But there are a lot of prosecutors out there, especially in the Department of Justice prosecutors, that go after the big names and they get promotions as a result. Even if they lose the case, at times they get promotions. But this guy, Andrew Weissman, do me a favor. Look.
Like, get his heartbroken ass upset about the decisions he made as out of here, bro.
Him up. Terrible guy. Put so many innocent people in jail. Destroyed their lives.
Right, but you're talking about a lawyer, okay?
He's
he's a prosecutor.
Okay, I'm talking about cops.
I agree with you with cops.
As a cop, I'm not going to bend the rules. I'm not going to manufacture crime. I'm not going to put someone in a position where, as you mentioned, fabricate or manufacture.
Bro, we're talking about detectives, bro.
You, just you.
See, at first,
you would have been away for a long time. That's how you achieve a safer street, to actually.
Wouldn't have been safe by putting me away for a long time. I'm sorry. I've been out for 30 some odd years now, and the streets have been pretty safe, so it's okay. But
I would actually push back on that. I actually think for at least temporarily, it was a little bit safer.
Let's try this. Forget about it.
What's long? How we doing today?
We're good.
Right. From New York, right?
Yeah.
So we both know. Okay. I dealt with paid informants before throughout my career. My thing is this, both you and I know, it's like Darwinism. It's survival of the fittest, who can survive in that world, right? Both you and I know a CI is a CI is a CI is a CI. First thing I
Okay, so he came up like he's coming from the street investigation point of view.
did when I dealt with a CI
That's the nigga who took Young Thug down, looking at it.
was hand him a gift, okay? To let him know that my life's on the line, your life's on the line. We're both built into this together. But you already said it. You know.
You heard what he said, right? Because that's breaking the rules. You know what I'm saying? That's basically bribing your CIs to make sure they come back with shit. You know what I mean? You giving them gifts and shit. Like, what the fuck? What type of time is this?
No, I don't think it's the paid part that's the issue. The issue, I think, what you're getting at is the system itself, and how the system operates. Paid informants, yeah, you know what? It all comes down to a person's personal freedom. If we're in the same family and we're dealing with the same issues, you know, you're no better than I am, I'm no better than you are. You know what? I want my freedom. I want to be able to enjoy my life. If I'm going to get paid in my freedom and I'm going to tell the truth, you know, what's wrong with that incentive?
If you're going to tell the truth. But it's the money that gives them incentive to lie also. Look, there's two things that they want. They want money and they want their freedom. I've seen so many guys can understand, oh, I changed my life and I'm okay. And, you know, the mob was bad to me and all of this. Listen, we get in there, we take an oath. We take an oath. We know exactly
that's the life you chose.
We know exactly what the penalties are. Look, I walked away from that life. I had a contract on my life. They wanted to kill me. But I understood. I violated my oath by walking away and talking about it. I can't get mad at them. I did what I said I wasn't going to do. I violated my oath. So I understand that. But some of these witnesses get on and say, oh, I'm a good person now, and they treated me wrong, and they didn't do this. And they're going to get up and they're going to lie, and they're going to do whatever the heck they have to do to save themselves. And they're going to keep it going as long as they could.
And that should be admissible in court. If you're saving yourself from your contract and your money and your freedom, I feel like they should go back and throw out all the cases that have been antagonized like that. Like if you used a non-credible informant, bro, you should be able to come back on that, bro. You gotta keep fighting too, man. Free dummies, man. It's crazy.
They don't become choir boys when they become witnesses. They're the same guys that were on the street, lying and stealing and doing all of that. Now they're supposed to be good guys? Nonsense. There are a lot of good people in government, but there are a lot of people that will stretch the truth to get what the heck they want, and they'll use witnesses and they'll pay them and they'll do whatever they need to do. I've witnessed it my whole life. My father did 50 years on a crime he didn't commit. I'll take it to my grave. Every one of the informants lied. We gave them lie detector tests afterwards. Okay, proved they lied at the trial. They were paid informants. They were all a bunch of junkies. We can never get the conviction overturned. My dad did 40 on that 50 for a crime he didn't commit.
If y'all don't know, government been doing that forever. That's one of their tactics to use.
Was he a mob guy? Yeah. Did he do other things? Yeah. But get him for what he did.
Okay,
Get the guy for what he did.
Pause. We're out of time on this claim. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, thanks a lot. Thank you.
See this shit. Okay. Mike will now choose a cop to debate for 10 minutes on the claim they're choosing. Yeah, get the black guy, bro. Because people in here talking about shit.
Excuse me, sir.
Do you have a claim?
I sure do.
Hi again.
I chose Heather for the final debate because I think she held her own in the discussion that we had. You didn't win. You held your own.
I mean, that's debatable, right?
Yes.
Just like everything today. My surrounding claim is that the mafia culture glorifies or promotes men to be successful only through fear and intimidation.
Okay. So what you're saying is that men that were involved in the mafia are really not smart. They really don't know anything but fear, and that's how they earn money. That's how they become successful within that life. If you take the element of fear away, we're all a bunch of dummies.
That's absolutely not what I said. What I said is that your power is legitimized through intimidation and fear. And that if you took those away, you wouldn't actually have the so-called respect that you think that you have, right? Earlier you were talking about promotions and all these things. The mafia does this.
All right, we're gonna end this, man. America was built on fear, man. You know what it is, man. It's your boy Uptop Fette, man. We're gonna tap out. Mikey in here. Shout out Jubilee, Mike Franchise. We'll be back with another one.